Hey guys, so there was a request to see how much I had to memorize in med school. So I'm gonna try and show you guys what I had to do. I take all my notes on my iPad, so I use this app called Notability, and I download the PowerPoints onto my iPad and they come up as like PDFs and I can annotate on them. So I'll just show you guys what I had to do for today. We only had 2 lectures. We're doing infectious diseases right now and that kind of stuff. So a huge resource that I've been using for this class is Sketchy Micro, where they basically draw out a picture or a story and it's supposed to help you stick the information a little better, or it's supposed to help the information stick a little better to your mind. I think that they are helpful. I don't think it's like a miracle worker because my memory isn't that great to begin with, but I do think it does help. Like, I do think it's worth it to at least check it out and see if it does work for you. Some people, visual learning does not work for them. For a lot of people, just having a funny story, having a little icon, like if something's catalase positive, they'll draw a cat in, and then you try to remember that. And it's just, yeah, just try it. So, the lectures from today, we were talking about antibiotics. So this is 67 slides. If you look at this, yeah, that's fine. So, you basically, there's a bunch of drugs. It's 67 slides. This was one lecture in 50 minutes. And it has, the drug, so vancomycin, and then it has the dosage, and then it has the possible complications associated with, the side effects. So, for example, vancomycin, fun fact, if you give it to someone too quickly, it gives you red man syndrome. So basically you turn red everywhere. So the way to fix it is you kind of slow it down. It's just a reaction because there is direct histamine release. So I have to memorize all this stuff. So they talk about vancomycin. They say now there's all these different resistant bacteria growing. A huge thing for drugs is that once you create this drug, the bacteria start figuring out a way to bypass whatever you do. So for penicillin, Staphylococcus aureus has these little enzymes or little proteins that will chop up the penicillin. Or they also have they have penicillin binding proteins, which the penicillin, the drug, binds to, and they can also alter that protein so then penicillin can't bind it. So I have to memorize all these different things. Here's one thing that would be annoying. This is VRE epidemiology, so memorizing all the places it can be found. For some things I actually have to memorize an entire list. For this one I just have to know, it's everywhere in the hospital. It's a lot. Basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is that it's a lot to memorize. So one thing that I'm trying to do is use flashcards. So this is what my Anki deck looks like. Sorry, it's just not showing up well. But basically I use this app called Anki, or Anki, I don't know how to say it. And someone had made a Sketchy Micro deck, and I just downloaded that deck, and now I'm using it, trying to memorize, trying to help me remember everything that I've learned. So I watch the Sketchy Micro videos, and then I'll try and use these questions to try to kind of remember and bring up the picture from Sketchy Micro into my head. So it'll be what is the treatment? This says, what is the treatment for leprosy? So I have to go back to the video for leprosy and then try and remember what that drug was. And if I get it right, I hit the green button. If I get it wrong, I hit the red button, and then it'll ask me it again within a minute or some time. So that's what I'm trying to do. I think yesterday I did 500 flashcards is what it told me. I don't know if that's actually true. I don't know how they count it because I can't believe I actually did 500 flashcards. That really sucks. But I have to memorize a lot. Med school is a lot of memorizing, which I'm definitely not a fan of. But I think also what I'm trying to do is try to memorize these concepts. I'm more of a conceptual person. I like to figure out one little tidbit and learn that I have to learn, and then extrapolate off of that and try and apply it to different settings. So like I like learning about, okay, like what are the different ways that a bacteria can kind of combat an antibiotic, and then I can figure out, okay, like maybe if it does this, then this is the one other way we could retaliate, and like just, you know, like trying to actually think about it rather than recall something. So that is a struggle for me, and I don't have a perfect way about going about it just because my memory is shot. You can ask people who know me, or I guess you can't, but if you did, they would say that my memory sucks. So this is basically, you have to learn a lot. There are some classes that are easier than others. You just have to find out which resources are good for you. I will make another video about how I'm exactly trying to study for this class, but I hope that this was helpful. I can't really show all of my notes, but it's a lot, essentially. I have to learn a lot. That's the moral of this story. So I hope that helped. Sorry.